Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 4 daily habits that make a guy more attractive. Now let's begin. Number 1, building your courage. How often do you take risks? Are you afraid of escaping your comfort zone? Risk-taking is commonly associated with professional success, but it's also an attraction characteristic, especially in men. Risk-takers are confident, secure, and exciting people who aren't afraid to put themselves out there. They find more romantic success than most because relationships are some of the biggest risks you'll ever take. From the very beginning, every partnership demands risk after risk. You take a risk when you walk up to a stranger. You take a risk when you say hello. You take a risk when you ask a girl for her number or lean in for a kiss. Even the most confident people get nervous in these intimidating situations. No matter how you slice it, relationships are scary. That's why risk-taking is such an important quality. If you're unwilling to take risks, then you may miss potential partners. Your lack of confidence may discourage you from putting yourself out there, and worst of all, unless you're willing to take a risk, you may never show the world who you really are. Because vulnerability is a risk too, isn't it? Showing someone your true self exposes you to pain and hardship. You don't know how a girl's going to react. You don't know what she's going to think. But if you want to connect with her on a deeper level, taking this intimate risk is absolutely essential. Luckily, courage is often rewarded. Most of the time, taking the initial plunge is the biggest hurdle that you have to overcome. Once you've started a conversation, once you've put yourself out there, the rest is easy. We've talked about the advantages of taking risks, but how do you motivate yourself to step out of your comfort zone? Yeah, it's easy to talk about taking risks, but in the moment you may run to your comfort zone as fast as you can. So how do you do it? How do you develop courage? Courage is something anyone can have, but it takes time and practice. Eventually, you'll feel confident and comfortable walking into unknown territory. But first, you have to take some risks. You don't have to take huge, life-changing risks. All you need to do is change. Push yourself to change your daily routine. Go ahead and eat at a restaurant you've never eaten at before. Shop at a store you've never walked inside. Take a new class with a bunch of people that you don't know. Every time you change, you're taking a risk. Together, those risks have a profound impact on your courage, your confidence, and your attitude toward new experiences. In other words, you're gradually teaching yourself to face your fears, and that makes any man more attractive. Number 2, impress yourself. All right, let's say you're on a first date with a girl you like. You want her to have a good time, so you try to make her laugh. You worry if she's having fun. You tailor your comments to her preferences, but in the end, your date doesn't go like you planned. So what went wrong? Well, many men worry too much about the feelings and opinions of the person they're dating. You're paranoid about whether she's having a good time. But did you ever stop to ask yourself, am I having a good time? Because the truth is, if you're not having fun, she isn't either. On the other hand, if you're enjoying yourself, she may be feeling the same way. If you make yourself laugh, there's a good chance that she'll laugh right alongside you. Because ultimately, women don't want someone who tells them what they want to hear. She doesn't want you to guess what she's looking for. Instead, she wants to get to know you. She wants to hear your sense of humor. She wants to know what you're passionate about, because your individual opinions, feelings, and passions are the most attractive things about you. In short, they define you as an individual, so don't worry about what she thinks. Don't read into everything she does, because that self-doubt clouds your personality. You start scrambling to fix the damage you've done, but in reality, there's only one thing you can do. Keep having fun. Keep making yourself laugh and keep smiling, even if you're unsure how things are going. The most attractive people are consistently positive, and their energy and enthusiasm are contagious. She'll enjoy spending time with you because your good spirits make her smile. So put your personality on display. Don't worry about impressing or reacting to the people in your life. Instead, let them see who you are and what you're like. Show them what makes you laugh and what helps you feel inspired, because the most genuine version of you is also the most attractive. Number 3, personal pride. Do you like the way you look? Many guys wish they could be more attractive. You may wish you were more athletic. You wish you had a sharper jawline. You wish you were taller, skinnier, or manlier. But the most attractive trait you can have isn't a body part or a hairstyle. It's personal pride. Personal pride is another way of saying, I'm okay with the way I look and the person I am. It's a basic idea, but personal pride is surprisingly uncommon, especially among men. Many guys resign themselves to a life of insecurity and frustration. You may believe you'll never be as attractive as other men. You may decide your physicality is a lost cause, so you give up, you stop trying, and your appearance pays the price. The truth is, if you want to be more attractive, you can be, but you need to start by changing your mindset. Because attraction is a battle between you and your own perception of yourself. The biggest roadblock standing in your way is the image you've cultivated throughout your life. Women are attracted to men who can look in the mirror and say, I like the person looking back at me. She wants someone who's secure in their personality and their appearance. Someone who knows they have flaws but accepts themselves anyway. Now, of course, this confident mindset isn't something you can develop overnight. It's a gradual process which you develop using small daily routines. Each step you take gives you another small reason to be proud of yourself. Each time you invest in the way you look, you see and feel yourself growing in the right direction. But first, you have to make an effort. You have to spend time taking care of yourself. You have to think about how you want to show yourself to the world, and that means personal hygiene, haircuts, new clothes. Each one is a different way to prove your investment in yourself. It's not about looking good for other people, it's about looking good for yourself. That's why you get dressed up. That's why you trim your beard or style your hair, because you want to look on the outside the way you feel on the inside. So every day, invest a few extra minutes into yourself. Build yourself up, make an effort to improve, then look in the mirror and give yourself some credit, because that's where personal pride comes from, and personal pride is one of the most attractive traits that a guy can have. Number 4. Closing the gap. What does your ideal self look like? Just take a few minutes to imagine yourself 5, 10, or 20 years in the future. How do you spend your time? How do you dress? Where do you live? Your ideal self is the person you want to be. It's a version of you that's accomplished your goals, a version of you that isn't afraid to face your fears and achieve your definition of success. That version of you may be wealthy, sociable, and influential. You may be attractive and successful with women. But here's the problem. Even though everyone has an ideal self, not everyone achieves the life they imagine. Why? Well, because they don't believe they can. The gap between the real self and the ideal self is insurmountable. For example, your ideal self may be attractive to women, but you don't believe your real self is capable of the same attraction. You actively doubt yourself. You insist there's something you're lacking, something your ideal self has that you don't. Because you're missing this important but imaginary piece of your future, you never become your ideal self. But the truth is, you aren't missing anything. You aren't any worse or unprepared than your ideal self, because you and him are the same person. Yes, your ideal self has accomplished more than you. Yes, they may be wealthier or more successful, but you have the same potential inside of you. In other words, your real self and your ideal self are much closer together than you think. So, how do you bridge the gap? Every day you spend 60 seconds thinking about your ideal self. You think about his life, his career, and his hobbies. What is he interested in? Where does he go? When you've developed a strong mental picture, then choose one small thing that you can do right now to bridge the gap. Choose one concrete improvement you can make to enhance your real self. The closer you get to your ideal self, the more attractive you become to others. Why? Because you're doing something that everyone in the world wants to do. You're chasing the person you want to be. And little by little, step by step, you're learning to believe in yourself by becoming someone worth believing in. Self-belief makes you confident, courageous, and inspiring. Self-belief gives you the empathy and self-awareness to care about other people, And most of all, self-belief empowers you to be the most attractive version of yourself. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.